In the course of the Tochacha, the admonishments, the punishments that Hashem says are going to come upon us if we don't follow in the ways of the Torah lists some really terrible, terrible punishments that we may receive. And amongst them, the Torah describes Zavadatem Bagoyim, that you are going to be lost amongst the nations of the world. Not just going into exile, not just being thrown out of your land, but lost. And the Mikdash Mordechai, Rabbi Lan, in his Sefer, points out that maybe there's a certain significance to the fact that the Torah uses that term of Avadatem Bagoyim. Why? He says that is really the description of the Jewish people when they are in Golos. Am Yisrael Bagola hu bechinas Aveda. The status of the Jewish people when we are outside of Eretz Yisrael and we're living amongst the people is the same as a lost object. In what sense? Achen ba'aveda im yesh bo siman yesh din hashava. The only way that a lost item is going to be returned, the only way in halacha that there's an obligation to return a lost item is if it has a siman, if there is something that is clear about it, that there is an owner, and we could try to be machriz, we could try to call out and say, oh, look, who was the owner of this object? In a Veda, it has a siman, lost object, the siman, that one is obligated to return. And that is what Bnei Yisrael need to be, because if you're vavadatem bagoyim, if you're lost, and you don't have your siman anymore, then the possibility of return disappears. And he writes, Lachein, therefore, Am Yisrael Bagola, when the Jewish people are in the exile, Zokuk, it is necessary, Sheyehei lo siman, that they have a siman, Veheker, and that they're recognizable, Bein ha'amim, amongst the nations, Sheyuchol lavo lidei hashava, Lutzur machzavto, in order that they should be able to be returned. See, the challenge, or part of the challenge of being a Golos, is that when you're lost, you need to do something to maintain your identity. You need to make sure that you stand out in some sort of way. And that's the significance of the Torah calling us an Aveda, is that we need to maintain a siman. And perhaps, this he doesn't say, but perhaps this is what the Chazal mean when they tell us that Bnei Yisrael were redeemed from Mitzrayim because Loshinu es Shemam, that they didn't change their names, they didn't change their language, they didn't change Mabushim, they didn't change how they dressed. Why are those things so significant that they would merit that they are returned, that they are redeemed? And perhaps just with this we can understand. Because all that you need to do is to make sure that you maintain your identity. You need to make sure that there's something which stands out about you so that you have a siman, that you are still connected. Once there's a siman, it's not the zechus. It's not that that merit was strong enough that they were returned because of that, but it was because they have that when the time came for Geula, that they were still recognizable, that they were able to be returned. And that is the challenge, or part of the challenge of Golos, is maintaining our connection to the things that are dear to us and that connect us to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That His Torah, the way that He wants us to live, His the tefillah, whatever those connections are, those are the simanim that make us unique, that make us stand out, and those are the things that when they are in place, then even if we are lost, even if we are vavadatem bagoyim, we are lost, if we have that siman, then hopefully soon Mashiach will come and be machris and call out Eliyahu Hanavi. Eliyahu is the one whose job it is to return lost objects. The Gemara says that if something is lost and it doesn't, and you don't know, can't find the owner, it has a siman, but you can't find the owner, Yehimunach Achiyahu Eliyahu. You wait until Eliyahu comes, and Eliyahu will tell you who it belongs to. And that's what we hope for. The Eliyahu will come, and he'll be machriz, he will call out, and he'll call out the siman on all of us, and we'll be zocha to return to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, b'tshuva shalema and b'geula shalema b'karov.